Today, the most powerful tool a man can have is the decision that he is worth a different choice. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn self-love is a preloaded decision, not a feeling. Make it before the urge arrives. Every act of self-love is a vote for the man you actually are and a vote against the addiction. Your action step today, write down one way you will love yourself before anything else happens today. This episode is brought to you by David Dodd, Edward Jones McDonough. What's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit Podcast and Gritty Wednesday. Now, what we do on Gritty Wednesday is we put teeth on Sunday, so let's get her done. Here's the thing that I want you to think about is self-love is a way that we combat addiction, right? And so let's kind of put teeth on that because self-love is a preloaded decision, not a feeling, right? We have to make it before the urge hits. Most men are waiting to feel love for themselves before they start acting like it. But like I said on Sunday, self-love is a practical level. It's just a decision. Now, I'm worth getting up early. I'm worth getting in the cold water. I'm worth 5 minutes of breath work before I look at my phone. I'm worth telling the truth. Those are not feelings. Those are decisions. And when you make them before the day starts, before the trigger hits, before the urge builds, and before the nervous system gets depleted, you've already changed the outcome, right? So the addiction needs a decision to complete itself. Give your worth the decision first, right? Because addictions, that decision's usually preloaded as well. We're trying to tip the scale here. I tell a lot of my guys, think about a 1,000-pound monkey sitting on one end of a seesaw and an empty basket on the other end of the seesaw, and you're throwing tiny steel marbles into the basket, right? You have to continue to throw those steel marbles in there until you start making the monkey lighter or the gorilla lighter. So we're flipping the script. We're changing what we do. So you have to give your worth the first decision of the day because every act of self-love is a vote for the man you actually are and a vote against the addiction. So think about it this way. Every morning you get up and do the practice, you're voting. You're saying, I am worth this. And every vote changes the count. The man who's been voting against himself for 30 years won't flip the count overnight, but every morning rep changes the ratio. Every act of self-love shifts the nervous system's expectation of what you deserve. Over time, and listen, dude, it does take time, the man who shows up in the mirror starts to look more like the man you always knew you were. I think about this in so much in relation to like our physical fitness. It should because it's about our physical body. But there's so many times that I think that, people they join the gym and they're like, okay, well, my $49 a month should make me lose 20 pounds automatically. And if I walk by the gym, that's another 20 pounds. If I go in the gym, that's another 20 pounds. But they're thinking that just because of association with the thing, the magic is going to happen. But the magic happens in the sweat and the hard work of deciding to go to the gym. And after time, the body starts to change. Nervous system regulation is about putting in the hard work of doing the reps of loving yourself every single day. And we start to shift this worth paradigm, right? Because if we're not willing to put in the reps, then we're not ever going to get the paradigm to shift, okay? So I want you to understand it's not a magic pill. A lot of people think I jump into a cold tub and I'm going to magically be better. This is about putting in the work. It's the hardest thing, man, when I talk to guys that I work with to just get them to continue putting in the work. So I just want to encourage you to do that. And here's your action step to get you headed in that direction. When you get up in the morning, before you do anything else, write down one way you will love yourself. Not a list, just one thing, something small enough to actually do and specific enough to mean something. Get up 15 minutes earlier, Make yourself a real breakfast. Do the cold shower before you check your phone. Write it down tonight before you go to bed so it's decided before tomorrow starts. This is self-love made practical. This is the preloaded decision that changes the addiction cycle. This is sacred grit applied to your own worth. All right, my dude. So today you learned self-love is a preloaded decision, not a feeling. Make it before the urge arrives. Every act of self-love is a vote for the man you actually are and a vote against the addiction. In your action step today, write down one way you'll love yourself before anything else happens today. My dude, men's retreat, October 2nd through 4th. Only a few spots left. You can go to thesacredgrit.com, click on retreats, and you can reserve your spot under men's retreat, October 2nd through the 4th. All right, my dude, this episode is brought to you by MMB Dentistry, my good friend Jody Morgan down in Griffin, Georgia, and also has an office in Zebulon, Georgia. If you are within driving distance, doesn't matter if it's quite the drive, head on down there and see my good friend Jody. They are the best dentist I have attended, and listen, I've attended a lot of them. I started when I was young, braces, surgeries, the whole bit. So Jody's a great dude. MMB is a great organization, and they support the sacred grit. All right, my dude. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you on Sacred Sunday.